Adam probably thought that night that he would go to bed, wake up the next morning, go to work where he was scheduled to work, pick up his daughter from school that afternoon. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Haley went back to Evelyn's apartment. There's different individuals hanging out there, including the defendant, Evelyn Belmont, Gary Gray, Josh Ellington, Lawrence Ellington, and Denzel Rakowski, who is a friend of Haley and Josh's. And Denzel was there with his young child, who I think was about 2 at the time. And I told you Evelyn had her young children there who were roughly the same age. Haley will tell you that when she got back to Evelyn's apartment, she went to sleep, and she is awoken by Gary Gray, who tells her that she needs to come out because we want to know what Adam has in his apartment. And she does that. She goes out to the main area of the apartment, and she proceeds to tell Evelyn and Gary and Andre all of the things that she saw in Adam's apartment that they could steal. TVs, I forgot to mention that earlier. A couple of TVs were stolen as well. TVs, Xbox. She tells him that when they went bowling, she saw a little bit of cash in his wallet. And that's when they decide that they're going to go take what they want from Adam Hilarie. Now, Haley will tell you that she is the only one that knows where Adam lives. So she agrees to go with Andre Warner and with Gary Gray. And Josh Ellington is asked to be the driver. And the vehicle that they took over to Adam's apartment was Andre Warner's vehicle. This is somewhere around 3 in the morning now. Haley directed them where Adam lived. She will tell you that they parked somewhere down the road from the apartment at first, and that Andre Warner and Gary Gray are the 2 individuals that go to Adam's apartment. Her and Josh Ellington remain in the car. Josh is to be the getaway driver once they're done stealing what they went there for. She's going to tell you that shortly after arriving there, one of them comes back to the car and tells them to pull up to the front of Adam's apartment. And you're going to see that Adam lived in a quadruplex and only used the back door to his apartment. The back door in the back of his apartment building was the parking lot, so it was just easier access to get to and into and out of his apartment. The front door was only used to check the mail. But where Haley will tell you that they pulled up to was the front door of his apartment. And that at that time, she sees Andre Warner and Gary Gray going back and forth and bringing the things that they steal from Adam. The TVs, the Xbox, hats. She doesn't see everything, but she sees those bigger things. And she says they make a couple of trips back and forth. She will tell you that the way they got into the apartment was by knocking on the door, back door, and then when Adam answered it, Andre forced his way in by gunpoint. She will tell you that once they are done unloading all the things that they want to, or loading all the things that they steal from Adam, Gary comes out of Adam's apartment. She hears a gunshot, and then Andre Warner comes running out. And as he runs out of the apartment, he actually slips and falls in the grass, and she can see at that point that he has a firearm. And she will describe it to you as similar to the ones that law enforcement officers carry, semi-automatic. Now, she is going to tell you that on the way back to Evelyn's apartment, Gary Gray and this defendant, Andre Warner, thought it was really funny how Adam Hilarie was begging for his life. And they were laughing at Adam's expense. They were saying how he was begging for his life and telling them that he had a 5-year-old daughter. And at that time, they told Haley that not to worry about it because they had just shot him in the arm, which was not true. But that's what they told her. Now, on the way back to Evelyn's, Haley will tell you also that she learns that Gary Gray has stolen Adam's iPhone. And because there were concerns that that iPhone could be tracked, it is thrown out the window on the way back to Evelyn's apartment. Now, once they get back to Evelyn's apartment, they start unloading everything that they had just stolen from Adam. You're going to see, as I mentioned, photographs of Evelyn's apartment. And in the front of her apartment, she has attached to her apartment what some have referred to as a shed. So it's a room that she can store things in. And you're going to learn that some of the things went in the shed, some of the things went into Evelyn's apartment. And you're going to learn that now, back at Evelyn's apartment, they are celebrating what they had just done by drinking the liquor that they stole from Adam's apartment. Haley sees Evelyn and Andre Warner going through a wallet and money being pulled out. She assumes it's Adam's wallet. And she will tell you that Gary and this defendant continue to laugh about what they had just done. Now you're going to learn that Haley, Gary, and this defendant continue to stay at Evelyn Belmont's apartment all the way up until that Sunday when they're all arrested. And that Josh Ellington leaves Evelyn Belmont's apartment early the morning that Adam is killed. So the same day, just a few hours later. He leaves, and he doesn't ever go back to Evelyn Belmont's apartment. Haley is going to tell you that while she is initially told that Adam was only shot in the arm, she is eventually told what really happened inside Adam's apartment. And what she will tell you is that Andre Warner, this defendant, tells her that I shot Adam, and the reason why is because I was barefaced. That's Andre Warner's words. Because he chose to go into Adam Hilarie's apartment without a cover on his face. And that's the reason why he tells Haley he shot him. Now later, on the day that Adam is murdered, in the evening, closer to 7 p.m., Adam's body is found in his apartment by his roommate, John Hunn. John had gotten home from work. He went to the back door, which is the door they always use. It was locked. He saw Adam's car there, but he thought maybe he had gone somewhere else, so he waited. Tried to call Adam, no luck. Waited hours, actually, until he decided that he was going to ride his bike up to the store to get something. And so, as he did that, he made his way around the apartment building, and he notices that the front door of Adam's apartment is wide open. And so he goes inside and finds his friend lying in a pool of his own blood, face down in the kitchen floor. And he calls 911, and you're going to hear that 911 call that he made.